Your 4th of July party absolutely needs these red, white, and blue Jello shots. Our first layer is going to be our blue layer. I am using berry blue, which is like the best Jello flavor. We need 2 3-ounce boxes. Unless you can find the family size boxes of this one, I can't. But if you can use 1 6-ounce box. Now we're adding a cup of boiling water. And we'll just whisk until it's dissolved. I'm using half the amount of liquid that the instructions call for because I want the Jello shots to be sturdier, like to hold up to being in a pan and cut into little squares. I think it's just a way better texture. And now that the gelatin's dissolved, it's time to add the booze. I am using some raspberry rum. It goes so well with the blueberry flavor and the raspberry Jello flavor for the blue and the red layers. You can absolutely use vodka. You can use plain rum. They have lemon rum. You can use whatever clear alcohol you would like. I just think that the rum and the berry go so well with the Jello and with our white layer, which is coconut flavored. It just makes sense. It smells so good. And now we're going to pour our Jello into a prepared pan. This is a glass 9x13 pan that I just lightly coated with baking spray. I like doing Jello shots in pans. It's quicker, it's easier, there's less plastic waste. If you want to use cups, go right ahead and do that. And now this gets refrigerated for about 30 to 45 minutes until it's like relatively set, but still kind of sticky because we want the layers to kind of glue together. And now we're going to start on the white layer of our red, white, and blue Jello shots. And for that, we need half a cup of rum and some unflavored gelatin. We are softening the plain gelatin in the rum. This is called blooming the gelatin. It just makes it dissolve easier later on. And now we'll add boiling water to the bloom gelatin to help it dissolve. And now that the gelatin's dissolved, it's time to add our coconut milk. This makes the white layer perfectly opaque and delicious. I tried using coconut cream and it was just too thick. Like once it was with gelatin, it was just like thicker and denser than the other 2 layers. Coconut milk is great. When I make regular red, white, and blue Jello jigglers, like no alcohol, I use dairy milk because I'm from Wisconsin, but I just didn't think that like rum and milk or vodka and milk would go together. But rum and coconut, it's match made in heaven. And now you set this aside to cool while the blue layer is setting because you don't want to pour something hot or warm onto something that's been chilled. It'll bleed. You'll get your blue and your white mixed all together. So we just set this aside while the blue layer sets. So the blue layer is partially set and now it's time to pour our cooled white layer over the blue. I like to do this with a ladle because it just gives you a little more control and there's less likelihood of pouring the white, like it doesn't make it so harsh, if that makes sense. Like it's just gentler so you can keep your layers very distinct. And now this goes back in the fridge. And now just like before, while the white layer chills, we're gonna make our red layer so that it has time to cool off before we add it to the rest. So I'm using raspberry Jello. You can use strawberry, you can use cherry, you can use whatever kind of red Jello you'd like. And now for more rum. And now we'll just set this to the side and let it cool before we make it our final layer. The white layer has partially set and the red layer has cooled, so you know the drill. Okay, they've been in the fridge for a few hours and you can see all of that beautiful color differentiation also. You can tell that my fridge is not level. And they're all cut. And if I did my job correctly, they should come out pretty easily. Cheers.